I've talked to thousands of contractors over the years, and you know what I hear more than anything else? I got burned by a marketing agency. $5,000, $10,000, sometimes $20,000 or more, and they got nothing in return. No leads, no jobs, just excuses. Give it more time, they say. Your market's really competitive. We need another 3 months to see results. Meanwhile, the agency keeps cashing checks where the contractor's bank account bleeds out. It's the same story over and over again. Different contractor, different city, different trade, but the same damn problem: overpromising and under-delivering. Here's what I learned from all those conversations. Most marketing agencies will promise you the moon, 50 leads a month, a flooded phone line, double revenue in 90 days. But when it's time to deliver, crickets. They'll show you fancy proposals, throw around big numbers, and make it sound like you're gonna be the next millionaire contractor. Then reality hits. The leads don't come home, the phone doesn't ring, and when you ask what's going on, they blame everything except themselves. Your market, your sales process, the weather, the economy, anything but their own failure to deliver what they promise. And because most contractors don't know what questions to ask up front, they get taken advantage of every single time. So today, I'm giving you 30 questions you need to ask before you sign anything with a marketing agency. These aren't softball questions. These are questions that will separate the real agencies from the ones who are just gonna rob you blind. Let's get into it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our weekly contractor marketing content. Let me paint you a picture. Let's say you're a roofing contractor doing about $1 million a year. You know you need to grow, but you're maxed out on referrals, so you start looking for a marketing agency. You hop on a call with some smooth-talking sales guy who shows you a bunch of fancy slides. He's throwing around items like omni-channel strategy and hyper-targeted geofencing, and he shows you a couple of generic case studies, none of them in your industry, by the way, and promise you 50 leads a month. You're sold. You wire them $5,000 to get started, plus another $3,000 a month for management. Fast forward 90 days, your Google Ads account is burning money with zero ROI. Your website looks like it was built in 2003. You're getting leads, but they're tire kickers, price shoppers, and people 3 states away. Your account manager, you've talked to them twice, once during the onboarding, once when you complained, and when you finally ask for a refund, they point to a clause in the contract you didn't read that says, no refunds after 30 days. You just lost $15,000 and you're back to square one. Sound familiar? This happens every single day in the contracting industry because contractors don't know what to ask. They don't know how to vet an agency. They trust the wrong people because those people sound smart. But here's the thing, sounding smart and getting results are completely two different things. So let me arm you with the exact questions you need to ask to avoid this nightmare. All right, let's start with the basics. These are the foundational questions that tell you whether you're dealing with a real agency or someone running a side hustle out of their mom's basement. Question 1, how long have you been in business? If they've been around less than 2 years, that's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's a yellow flag. You want an agency that's weathered algorithm changes, market shift, and economic downturns. Longevity matters. Question 2, how many clients do you have? Here's the thing, there's no magic number when it comes to client count. What matters is whether they have the capacity to actually serve you well. An agency with 100 clients and a team of 50 might give you better service than an agency with 20 clients and a team of 3. The real question is, are they stretched too thin? If they're just juggling way more clients than their team can handle, you're going to get neglected. So ask the question, listen to their answer, and then ask yourself, does this sound like a team that has a bandwidth to focus on my success? Question 3, what's your onboarding process look like? A real agency has a system. They should be able to walk you through step by step what the first 30, 60, 90, even 100 days look like. For example, we have a 100-day onboarding process. Every single week, we're going to go over a specific part of the campaign with our clients. Week 1 might be account setup and tracking. Week 2 might be keyword strategy. Week 3, ad creative. And throughout the entire process, we're making sure our clients understand what's needed to succeed. If an agency can't give you that level of detail, if they're vague or say, we'll figure it out as we go, run. That means they have no process. And if they have no process, you're just gonna be another experiment. Question 4, what things do you expect on my end to get results? Good agencies are honest about what you need to bring to the table. They'll tell you they'll need access to your accounts. They need you to respond to leads quickly. They need you to have a solid sales process so you can actually close the leads they generate. They'll talk about CRM integration because if you can't track where your leads are coming from and what happens to them, you're flying blind. They'll talk about your content, photos of your work, before and afters, testimonials, because good marketing agencies need good raw material. If an agency says nothing will handle everything, they're lying. Marketing is a partnership. You can't just throw money at an agency and expect magic. You gotta show up too. Question 5. What are your terms? Month to month, 3-month minimum, 6 months, annual contract? Here's reality. In my experience, the most reputable agencies actually have longer term agreements. Why? Because real marketing takes time to work. SEO doesn't kick overnight. Ad campaigns need optimization. You can't just judge results in 30 days. So you don't automatically run from a 6-month or 12-month agreement. But, and this is the important, make sure you understand exactly what those terms mean. What happens if you want out early? Is there a buyout clause? What are you locked into paying? What's included and what's not? The length of the contract isn't the red flag. It's whether they're transparent about what you're signing up for. Question 6. Do you have experience in my industry? This is a non-negotiable. If you've ever worked with the contractors, they don't understand your sales cycle, your customer, or your competition, period. Ask to see case studies from contractors in your specific trade. Question 7. How large is your team? This isn't about the perfect team size. It's about understanding whether they have the resources to handle your account properly. A 200-person agency might have dedicated account teams and specialists for every part of your campaign. A smaller boutique agency might give you more direct access to senior strategists. What matters is, do they have the people, the systems, and the capacity to execute what they're promising you? If they're a 3-person shop promising to manage 50 accounts, that might be a problem. If they're a larger agency with structured teams and clear roles, that could work out great. Ask them to explain how your account would be staffed and who to be actually working with. Question 8. Where's your team located? There's nothing wrong with overseas teams, but you need to know upfront. Time zone differences matter. Communication matters. If they're outsourcing everything to the Philippines and charging US rates, you deserve to know. Question 9. What's your service level agreement for communication? How fast do they respond? What happens if you have an emergency? Do they have a dedicated account manager? If they can't give you a clear SLA, that tells you everything you need to know about how they operate. Question 10. What makes you different from other competitors? Every agency says they're data-driven or results-focused. That's not a differentiator. You want specifics. What do they do that nobody else does? What's their process? What's their edge? Now, let's get into the questions that separate amateurs from pros. These are the questions about accountability, tracking, and results. Question 11. What results or case studies do you have? Don't just ask for case studies. Ask for case studies in your revenue range and your industry. A $10 million roofing company doesn't run the same playbook as a $500K plumber. You need apples-to-apples proof. Question 12. What KPIs will you be held accountable for? Most agencies hide behind fluffy metrics like impressions, reach, and engagement. Real agencies talk in dollars and cents, cost per lead, cost per acquisition, lead to book call rate, ROI. If they say we'll track your impressions, run. Question number 13. How do you track revenue attribution? You want a real answer, not we'll check your inbox. Ask how they track leads, how they attribute booked jobs, how they measure marketing source revenue, and how they integrate with your CRM. If they can't explain this in 60 seconds, they're not ready. Question 14. What does your reporting dashboard look like? Can I see a sample? Good agencies can show you past dashboards. Bad agencies say we can't show you anything due to privacy. That's BS. They can redact client names and show you the format. Question 15. How long before I should realistically expect results? Anyone promising results in 30 days is lying. Real agencies set realistic expectations. SEO takes 6 to 12 months before you see meaningful organic traffic. Google Ads need at least 90 days to optimize. Testing audiences, refining keywords, adjusting bids. Facebook can be the fastest channel, but even that takes time to ramp up as the algorithm learns who your ideal customer is. If an agency tells you they'll flood your phone with leads in the first month, they're either lying or they're gonna burn through your budget on low quality clicks. This question about alone exposes the scammers. Question 16. What's not included in your service? Smart contractors ask this because it reveals hidden fees, exposes upsells, and clarifies boundaries. Great agencies are transparent about the scope. If they're dodgy here, you're gonna get nickeled and dimed at later. Question 17. How do you handle communication during emergencies or rapid changes? A storm hits, website goes down, ads get disapproved. You need to know, who do I call? How fast do they respond? What's the after hours protocol? If they don't have an answer, you're gonna get stuck when it matters most. Question 18, who's actually managing my account? Is your account run by a senior strategist, an overseas junior, a rotating intern, or a team of people who never actually talk to each other? This matters a lot. You want a name, a face, and a direct access. Question number 19, what does the first 90 days look like? This reveals how organized they are, whether they have real systems and whether they're reactive or proactive. If they can't walk you through their onboarding, their optimization, their scale cycle, they aren't a real agency. Question number 20. What access do you need from me? Things like Google Ads, Google Analytics, Meta, Google Business Profile, your website, your CRM. If you don't ask for access, they're not actually doing anything. No joke. All right, now we're getting into the deep stuff. These are the questions that pros ask. If you ask these, the agency will know you've done your homework. Question 21. How do you ensure my leads are exclusive and not shared? This is huge for contractors. Some agencies resell leads behind the scenes. If they hesitate when you ask them this, that's your answer. Question number 22. How do you stay current with changes in SEO, ads, AI, and trends? Marketing changes every single week. Google updates its algorithm. Meta changes its ad platform. AI is disrupting everything. We want an agency that tests, experiments, publishes, shares data, and studies algorithm updates. If they're not learning, they're dying. Question number 23. Do you have case studies in my revenue range? A $10 million roofing company does not run the same marketing as a $1 million plumber. You need apples to apples proof. If they don't have it, they're guessing. Question 24. What happens if you need to pause or scale budgets quickly? This reveals flexibility. It reveals whether they rely on your spend to survive. It reveals if they can scale your business, not against it. Great agencies adapt. Bad agencies freak out. Question 25. How many clients does each account manager handle? After talking with tons of agencies over the years, here's what I learned. A solid account manager can effectively handle somewhere between 30 to 40 accounts. If they're managing more than that, like 60, 70, 80 clients, you're not getting real attention. You're getting cookie cutter reports and maybe a quarterly check-in if you're lucky. But if you're within that 30 or 40 range and they have good systems in place, you should be able to getting the focus you need. Ask them this question directly and see how they respond. Question 26. How do you protect my data and ad accounts? You want admin access protection, no shared logins, proper role permissions, and SOPs for account safety. If they can't explain this, you're not a serious agency. You don't want to wake up one day and find out your ad account got hijacked. Question 27. What happens if performance drops? The best agencies are proactive. They run audits, test new strategies, adjust CRO, optimize offers, relocate budgets. Bad agencies blame your market, your slow season, or your competitors. Performance dips and expose the truth. Question 28. What tools and software do you use? You want a real answer with real platforms. Call tracking, CRM, reporting dashboards, heat maps, SEO tools, AI tools, automation platforms. Amateurs use nothing. Pros have a full tech stack. Question 29. How do you handle strategy? Who sets it? Is it already customized or do you use templates? Great agencies anchor everything on strategy first, not random tactics. If they're just copying what they did for the last client, you're in trouble. Question number 30. How do you measure lead quality, not just lead quantity? This question separates volume-driven agencies from ROI-driven agencies. You don't want 100 junk leads. You want 20 high-quality leads that close. If they can't explain how they get measured quality, they're not thinking about your bottom line. All right, you have it. 30 questions that will protect you from getting burned by a bad marketing agency. Here's reality. Most contractors never ask these questions. They trust the wrong people. They sign contracts that they don't understand, and they lose money they can't afford to. But you're different. You're doing your homework. You're asking the right questions. And that's exactly why you're gonna win. Now, if you want help growing your contracting business the right way with a team that actually understands your industry, has real case studies, and isn't gonna BS you, here's what I wanna do. Go to contractormarketingpros.net and book a free strategy call. No sales pitch, no pressure, just a real conversation about where you're at, where you want to go, and whether you're the right fit. We've been doing this for years. We work with roofers, HVAC companies, plumbers, remodelers, you name it. We know what works and we know what doesn't. And so if you're serious about growth, let's talk. Go to contractormarketingpros.net and book your call, and let's build something together. I'll see you in the next one.